All right, EV Elite Vehicles. Today we'll be doing a review on the 2016 Tesla Model S 75D. So we're going to start with the front, and this is what they call the frunk. So as you can see, this is a Tesla. Of course, it has no engine, and so since they have no engine, you have a cargo space here. So this is called the frunk, and you can put whatever you want to put in here. This here has some of the charging things. If you want to charge with 110, I'll get to that a little later, but your charging cord would be in here. They'll let you charge out of a normal outlet at home or wherever. So again, this is the front. This is open from mostly everything is done from the interior of the car on a big screen that we'll show you when we get to the interior. But again, this is the front. So we're going to close that and give you a look at the front of the Tesla. So it features LED lights, and it does have a pretty nice front. Tesla Model S is a nice looking vehicle in my opinion. So we are going to come around this way and let's just look. So I told you about the LED lights. Next, wheels. So this sits on 19-inch wheels, which are nice. 245, 45, 19. Pretty nice wheels, gives you a little bit of performance and a little bit of comfort there. So those are nice. So the car itself, as you approach it, the handles will actually pop out. So they'll either pop out themselves or you touch them and they'll pop out. So let's see if I get close enough. And if they don't automatically pop out, like I say, you just touch them right there. Sometimes they'll even automatically pop out. I was already close to the vehicle, so they didn't automatically pop out. Other than that, they would. I'm going to walk off, and now I'll show you as you walk off. When you get out of this vehicle, there's no need to lock anything. You just walk off. It's either linked to your phone, or you can use like a fob like this to enter the car, or there is a key card option. And the card, you just place the card up against here, and it will open the vehicle. Again, I usually use my phone, so it detects your phone, so when you're close, it knows you're close, and you're able to open the car. So either now when you walk away, you get out the car, you walk away either with this or just your phone, and you'll see that those should go back in. They should retract as I walk away. Thank you, Ms. J. So as you see, they did go in as I walked away. And like I say, when you come back to the car, these, if they do not automatically pop out, you just hit that, just touch them, and they will pop out. So, all right, let's continue on down. Of course, all the doors have that same type of pop-out door handle, which is nice. And as we approach the back of the car here, oh, I did miss so you do have the glass top, which is very nice. One of my favorite features of the vehicle is that glass top there. That is a very nice feature. I love that feature there, the glass top. It's very nice. You're able to, from inside, just look up and see the sky. Very nice, very elegant. So as we come back, approach back further, and you will see here, hidden very well, but again, this is a fully electric vehicle, meaning there's no motor. This is not a hybrid. It has no engine whatsoever at all. So to charge, you touch that pops open. That is your charging port. Now there are a couple of ways to charge. The first and the slowest would be a 110 volt that will plug into a regular outlet on the other end, and then the other side of the cord would plug into here. That takes forever to charge. That's about a 15-hour charge. I do not suggest that. I would suggest the setup that we have here, which is the next step up. This setup here costs approximately a couple $100, just depending on who you get to do it. But this is the 240 outlet that is linked to there, as you see, coming from the fuse box. If you want more information on this on another one of our videos, but this whole setup costs a couple $100. And then that cord, you got a cord with a pretty good amount of length on it, and it ends in that there. And this is the part here that you would plug into the vehicle. So you simply plug this into the vehicle like so, and bam, and you will see the light let you know that you are charging. This is a lot quicker. This takes about 4 or 5 hours to completely charge your vehicle, and that is sufficient for most people. This is we rarely ever charge. My wife has the Model 3. She rarely ever charges anywhere but home, so that's great. And you just want to take it out, you just push that button there and it'll release it, and bam, and that door should automatically close here in a little bit by itself. We'll see. And there it is. So you're able to close that. You're also able to close and shut that from the interior, which is done on the big screen, which you'll see when we get in there. Everything for this car is mostly done on a screen inside. So again, this is the Model S, and this is the 75D version. So the Model S does have a few different trim levels. And again, this is the 75D. So that 75 is the kilowatt hour. So that's basically how big your battery is, how much capacity you have. This is the base model. This will be the smallest battery pack in this that you can get, I believe. The D stands for dual motor. That means it has 2 motors, one in the back, one in the front. So dual motor design there. 75D base model, still performing. Even the base model of this has pretty good performance. The actual numbers, I'll see if I can get them in the notes below, but the 0 to 60 time on this should be, I believe it is somewhere around the 5-second range. I'll see if I can get that exact time for you guys. Max speed on this is going to be somewhere around 150 miles per hour. That does, like I said, depend on trim levels and all that, but somewhere around there. So these vehicles are very quick. They're not top line, they're decent, but they are very quick. So as we come around here, next feature here, so let's show the trunk while we're here. So this does have what you call the power, I call it the power trunk. So it's like a lot of the luxury SUVs you see where they open by themselves. You don't see that on many cars, but here you just simply hit that button, and there you go. And you can see this has a decent sized trunk. Pretty decent sized trunk here. And you even have more storage under there. So I use these type places a lot to put stuff in there, like if you don't want it all moving around, sliding around as you drive. So there's a lot of trunk space there. When you get ready to close this, you do have this also. So you know, if you want to close, don't want somebody to be able to look down from through the glass, of course you can pull that out. As far as closing, you just hit that button there and step back, and there you are. Okay, so we have done the exterior. We're going to pause here and let's see if we can check out the interior of this Model S Tesla. Okay. And I'm going to show you a few other things that I forgot to mention before we check out the interior. First, this car does have several cameras, and the reason for that, not only does your backup camera, you have a camera up in this area here, and you have another camera you can see right here, I believe. So this car has about 8 cameras, I believe. And that in part is for, they have this car, and I'm not going to call it self-driving because it can't totally drive itself. Tesla is working on that, but as of this version here, the 2016, basically I'm not going to give you the technicality of it. If you want more technicality, look at some of my other videos. But basically, once this gets on the interstate, it can drive itself. Now, where people get confused with this is, it doesn't mean from here you can get in it and it's going to pull out the driveway, go through stop signs, go through stop lights. It's not going to do that. They are working on that version. But this version here, the basic version, it will, once you get on the interstate, you engage the system and it will drive itself. It'll stay in its lane. It can even change lanes and pass vehicles. Okay, so we are inside the Model S. Let's check out this interior with Miss J here. First, the steering wheel does have a great feel to it. I do like that. My wife was in here the other day and she complimented the steering wheel. Feels really good. Behind the steering wheel on the dash, you have several pieces of information, including your range. The range of this vehicle is 250 miles approximately, totally charged.
You're not going to really get that running 80 or 90 down the interstate. You know, if you're at city level, you could get that. But anyways, your range is there on the dash. You know, your odometer and several other pieces of information are right there on that dash. On the steering wheel also, you do have controls here. So like your volume control would be right here. You can change tracks, like if you got your phone hooked to it. And then some of the other, you have another control over here that operates some of the stuff on the screen. When you're on the screen, it allows you to stroll through things. So a pretty nice setup as far as these two buttons. Really lets you do a lot of things while you're driving without having to look. As we move to this center screen here, so that is where mostly everything is controlled there. I mean, your lights, you can make the side mirrors fold in, music, just about everything you can imagine is controlled through this screen. So get used to that, like I say, and even more so in some of the newer models, but everything is controlled in that screen there. As far as driving the vehicle, there is no gear shifter like normally. You would simply put your foot on the brake, you'll hear the car start beeping, and if you pull this handle here down one time, that puts you in drive, and you can go forward once you put that in drive. If you want to back up, you would put this up. You will see your backup camera come on the main screen there, and of course you can reverse. So for park, you simply hit the little button right here on the stalk. You just hit that like that, and you'll hear the brakes engage and you're in park. This does have a lot. I like some of the cubby holes you have here as far as storage space. Like a lot of space here. The first one here, as you can see there, that's really deep. Like there is a lot of space in there to put things in like that. As far as when you want to close that, simply just push it up, and that's really nice the way that closes. That feels pretty high quality. Tesla has had some quality problems. They're getting past those as far as, you know, the fit and the manufacturing of their vehicles, but that actually works pretty well there. That feels pretty good too, opens pretty good. You can feel that it's not cheap. It does not feel cheap. And with me, because I am visually impaired, so a lot of things, you know, I pay a lot of attention to the way it feels, and that does feel quality like some of the other higher quality cars there. Next, you have this here. Cup holders. I like that, how that slides, how hides the cup holders. It took me forever to find the cup holders in here, because that is pretty well hidden, and there's no button or anything. You just slide it back. You also have another one there, so that was pretty nice. And again, the self-driving, if you were on the interstate and going, as far as how to engage the self-driving, when you're going, you would simply hit that stalk twice like so, and it would engage the self-driving. It's not going to do it here because we're just sitting, but it's just a double like this here, a double tap, and that will engage your self-driving. Other than that, as far as this interior, of course, is leather seating. You've got passenger and driver both have power seats, and you do have like the lumbar controls, you know, where the pressure like blows up the seat to give you more support and stuff. It's got those. Pretty good with that. The seats do feel pretty good, I must admit. I like how they it's almost like a reclining that you can get in, so it's a very nice, comfortable seat. I like the seats in here. This does have pretty decent room. I'm 6'2", 6'3". I've got plenty of room here. The width is good. Plenty of room here. Even I'm gonna let my seat all the way back here, and that's more than enough room there. I'm gonna let it up a little bit so when we see, so comfortably, I would be comfortable right there with my seat about right there. So when we get in the back, we'll see how much leg room we have back there. As far as the glove box, so Miss J is gonna hit that button, open your glove box, and show you where that's at. You just hit there and that pops open, so that's pretty standard there. You've got your I'm gonna have Miss J show you on her side the window for the window control. It's a little different. It's a little lower down there, you know, from some people, but it is one of those where you can hit it down and it will go all the way down, you know, by itself, and when it comes back up. So all in all, the interior is very nice. Again, one of my favorite features of the interior is going to be this here, this glass roof. I just love these. Can't speak enough about these. Totally love these. So plenty of room in here. So let's check out the let's pause right here and let's check out the back. And okay, so EV Elite vehicles, we're going to now check out the back of the Model S. And this is always, you know, as far as a tall person, is there any room in the rear? That's always important. Before I get in here though, I'm going to show you this. These seats do let down very easily. Again, feels high quality when I pull that latch. It does not feel cheap. I like how this is padded like this back here, and you just have a tremendous amount of room back there for storage. So that's very nice there. I like the color of that and everything. So I'm gonna put this seat back up. That clicks right back into place with no problem. Again, these things here do not feel cheap. They feel really good, which you would expect for a car that starts around $79,000 approximately. I'm surprised. I'm comfortable back here. Again, I'm 6'2", 6'3", and I've got good space back here. I feel comfortable. These seats feel comfortable. As you can see, it's right at the top of my head. That's okay though. I'm not, you know, it's just, I literally have maybe an inch there. So, but again, I'm 6'2", 6'3", but it's not bothering me. I got a good inch of clearance, so I'm okay there. Again, seats are very comfortable. As far as my leg room here, I've got sufficient leg room. It's not a lot. And again, I did have my seat pretty far back. I do drive my seat pretty far back, so any normal person probably would have even more room back here. But you can see how slanted I have this seat back here. So, but good room back here. I'm comfortable here. We've got 2 vents here. Now always nice for your back seat passengers. Air conditioning. You can move that, of course. Underneath that, you see your 2 USB ports. Kids are gonna love those because their phones are always dead. Miss Olivia, so you can plug in right there and charge. Of course, they will love that, the kids. And of course, that view again up through this here, I can't just talk enough of that feature there. I love that, totally love that. I think it's worth the price just for that. So I want to say we have reviewed just about everything in the Tesla Model S. Me and the wife had this on the road the other day. The acceleration in these cars is great. Again, I will try and get you the exact numbers on the acceleration for this 75D version. But point blank, it is fast. Because with any electric vehicle, there's no engine, so there's no revving to get power like in a traditional combustion engine. You have to rev, you know, the RPMs go up and you get power. The power is instant. So from the minute you hit it, those electric motors, the power is instant and it moves. So these things are tremendously quick. One of my favorite. I smile every time my wife hits the accelerator in one of these. I just I never get, it never gets old. So I think again that we have reviewed just about everything in this 2016 Tesla Model S 75D, D for dual motor. I did forget to mention one thing. I think that I talk about the Supercharger. If you're going on a road trip, the Supercharger system is great. I will say one thing, and again, I do love Tesla, but one thing about, if you do take a lot of like trips, or let's say you drive a lot, as far as like in a day you're driving 300-400 miles, or if you're going on a trip, you know, from Florida to Chicago, or any long trip, you will want to not take this. If you're doing that, you're going to be stopping every hour and a half to charge this, and you're going to be waiting about 45 minutes to charge. That is one of the things that is a con of this one here, especially with this shorter range. If you have the money, go ahead and opt for the higher range, like the P100, where you can get you 300-400 miles, just depending on what year you get. Even in this 2016 version, I think the top of the line one has about 400 miles of range. If you can afford it, it is worth it when it comes to trips. We're in the St. Petersburg, Tampa area here. We have no issue. My wife can take us to St. Pete, work in Tampa, come home, and never need to supercharge, charge at home. So it is fine for that. But if you are going on a trip, trust me, you do not want to take this vehicle on a trip of something like 500 miles or more. Did that recently, and we literally were stopping every like hour and a half. So hour and a half, 2 hours. So it's not optimal for that. As far as city, you know, around your neighborhood, or any, not even around the neighborhood, any surrounding cities, like within 100 miles, you're good. Wouldn't even have to charge, you know, no issue there. One of the other things that I did want to talk about with this vehicle, so we went over the charging, and the another thing with the charging is automatically, you have to set it up, but it's connected to your credit or debit card. So when you get to the Supercharger, you just plug in, you don't have to pay anything. It automatically deducts, you know, from your card, charges your card automatically. One of the main reasons me and my wife got a Tesla was that, of course, they don't use any gas, and the electricity cost is so much cheaper. She was spending literally $500 or $600 a month in gas in a 4-cylinder vehicle with a 4-cylinder engine. This, she got that down to about $100 in electricity costs. So to fill this up, you know, with electricity, how much it costs electricity, if you're charging at home, you're looking at about $6, $7, $8, maybe $9, as opposed to $30, $40, $50 for a traditional vehicle, you know, with gas. So as far as that's concerned, you can't beat it. Another benefit for this is that's probably the number one benefit as far as cost savings. Also, your brake pads last a lot longer because this has regenerative braking. So when you get off of the gas, it's going to start stopping by itself without you hitting the brake. And that's the regenerative braking, recouping some of the power to put back in the battery. So it'll slow down. A lot of times you don't even need to use the brake. So, you know, it's slowing down automatically. It feels like a moderate amount of braking when you come off the paddle, and that is the regenerative braking. So you have that. Brake pads last a lot longer since you're not even using them half the time. So those are just some of the benefits. Of course, there are no oil changes. There's no engine, so there are no oil changes. That's just about everything I can think of about the Tesla. This Model S, again, does have pretty good size, great performance. This is a nice vehicle. It's a head turner. I can't tell you how many times we get stopped and asked questions about it. And it sounds and feels just so elegant. You have no engine noise. It's, you know what I mean? It's not, a lot of people, like you're talking about, you know, push start. There is no push start. There's no nothing. You just get in and go. And when you're done, you just get out, walk away, and it automatically locks itself. They do have several things you can do from the app. Once you download the app, connect to the phone, you can see your charging. You can turn on the air conditioning for kids or for a dog, all from the app. You can open the charging port from the app. You can see your range left from the app. Even with some, if you have like the full self-driving, it will actually park itself. It will actually pull out of the garage. It will even actually, at the grocery store parked, you can summon it. You do have to have that feature. That is an upgrade. It will summon and actually drive itself to come get you, just like Kit out of Michael Knight. So now some of those features, you do have to make sure you have the right version for that feature, but this, the car is capable of those things. I really love that summons feature. I'm going to try and get that on the next Tesla that we get. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. This is something new I'm starting, reviewing cars, and more of a, you know, how they feel, and you know, just giving not so much of all the technical stuff, but, you know, a little how they feel after having this. So me and the wife had this for a few days. We got this on loan. Our Tesla Model S, they had to do something to it as far as the glass, so we got this. So I just wanted to review this. I also will be doing a review of the Tesla Model 3 and several other cars. So please comment, let me know what you think. If you have any questions, please like, share, subscribe, so that the algorithms here for YouTube can do their thing, and that I can promote more of these videos if you guys are liking them. So I do appreciate your time, and I want to thank the camera lady, Miss J, and we will see you guys on the next one.